Hi guys, this is week 3, day 1. Today we did part 3, well, unit 3 of NCFE cash level 2 certificate in mental health, first aid and mental health advocacy. The unit was mental health in the workplace. So, just bear with me. So, question 25 was outline 4 sources of information, resources and support for mentally healthy environments. So the first one, this was 4 of them inside the workplace. First one was mental health first aiders who have been appointed in the work or learning environment. Second one is mental health champions. The third one is internal counsellors. The fourth one was other support such as human resources or trade union and staff association support. And part 2 of that one was outside the workplace. So 1 was government organisations such as Public Health England. Number 2, the Health and Safety Executive, HSE is short, who publish advice on mentally healthy environments. Number 3 was the World Health Organization, that's WHO for short, who produce health-related advice to nations and organisations. Number 4 was charitable organisations such as Mind, the Mental Health Charity and the Mental Health Foundation. So question 26 was identify 5 strategies to reduce barriers to accessing mental health support. Number 1, talking about mental health to address the misconceptions and developing knowledge and awareness of mental health issues. Number 2 was encouraging individuals to seek early help in the knowledge that this could prevent more serious mental ill health. Number 3, make it clear how individuals can access help in the organisation. Number 4, training individuals to identify early signs of stress and mental ill health. Number 5, creating safe environments where individuals do not fear the consequences of admitting mental health issues. Number 27, explain 3 benefits of promoting mentally healthy workplace. Mentally healthy environments reduce absenteeism, but also boost productivity and performance in the workplace. Number 2, a happier workforce is also more able to cope with change or difficult situations. Number 3, the reputation of the organisation is important and as is improved, as well as the physical health of employees. Number 28 was define what is meant by a wellness action plan. That is a confidential document that is agreed between the employer or manager within the organisation and the employee to identify what will protect the employee's mental health and well-being at work. Every employee should have a wellness action plan, whether they have an existing mental health problem or not. Number 29, explain 3 benefits of wellness action plan. Number 1, it starts the conversation about mental health and sets out the expectations of employers and employees. Number 2, it is a proactive approach to managing mental health at work rather than a reactive approach, so it anticipates what could go wrong. Number 3, wellness action plans are personalised and practical tools that help to prevent stress and mental ill health in the workplace. Excuse me a minute. Right, number 30 was identify 7 components of wellness action plan. Number 1, approaches that an individual can use and adapt to support their own mental well-being. For example, taking designated breaks. Number 2, the signs and symptoms of stress or mental ill health that should alert the employee or the employer that there may be an issue. For example, feelings of anxiety, changes in behaviour or sickness and absence. Number 3, any triggers in the workplace that could lead to stress and mental ill health for the employer. For example, lack of communication, lack of control over our own workload. Number 4, potential impacts of stress or mental ill health on performance. For example, being demotivated and not being able to manage workload effectively. Number 5, the actions of the employer that the employer and employee can take if there are signs of stress or mental ill health. For example, meeting to discuss workloads and scheduling. Number 6, a review date for the plan to assess whether any amendments or additions are required. Number 7, any other actions or support that it is felt would support mental well-being at work. Right. Then we had the lunch. I had my usual jack and potato with tuna and melted cheese. It was nice. I did have a seizure while in the middle of doing my work. I think it was after lunch. I think it was it was a grand mal and a partial in one. But I was having trouble breathing a bit, so. But eventually came out of it. I think it only lasted like 3 to 5 minutes. But my support worker talked me through it and gave me that little bit of reassurance. So that was good. Then we worked on level 2 certificate in personal and professional development. So unit 1 was professional practice and personal responsibilities in health and safety. So the first one was, it's a worksheet. The first one was a defined duty of care, the legal obligation to safeguard others from harm while they are in your care, using your services or exposed your activities. Number 2 was identify a piece of legislation that relates to health and safety. One was in the workplace and the other one, second part of number 2, was in public settings. So in the workplace, the Health and Safety Act Health and Safety Act at Work 1974. In public settings, the Public Health Act 1961. Question 3 of this was list 2 types of activities and equipment that are covered in health and safety legislation. So again, the first one was in the workplace. So the 2 was risk assessment, which that was the activity. The equipment was work equipment such as computers, mobile phones and machinery. The second one in the workplace was conducting first aid by a qualified first aider. The equipment was first aid kit. In public settings, the first one was going to the park, which is park equipment. And the second one of that was using public transport, signs and signals was the equipment. So question 4 was give 2 examples of statutory agencies involved in health and safety. One was Health and Safety Executive, the HSE, and local authorities. Question 5 was taking one of the examples from question 4, explain the purpose of the statutory agency in health and safety. So the Health and Safety Executive is a UK government agency responsible for the encouragement, regulation and enforcement of workplace health, safety and welfare for research into occupational risks in Great Britain. So number 6 was Question 6. Identify the health and safety coordinator in the workplace of or place of study. So the first one was Neil, who did the induction on Friday in the before the course started. He is a head of care, support and well-being at Aspire. So, question 7. Explain the purpose of the risk assessment. Systematic process of identifying hazards and evaluating any associated risks within a workplace, then implementing reasonable control measures to remove or reduce them. Question 8. Identify 2 hazards and 2 potential risks. So again, this was in the workplace, in public settings and at home. So the first hazard in the workplace would be a hot water canister, and the risk were mild to severe burns. That means 2nd to 3rd degree burns. The second one in the workplace would be wires, and the risk would be potential getting tangled in them, trips and electrocution. In a public setting, the first one would be uneven pavements. That means you could trip or fall if a pavement is raised just a little bit. And the second one was outdoor market. So the risk is being too close together, being claustrophobic and could cause trips and falls. At home is first one is medication, and potential risk will be an overdose. The second one is was water on the floor. This could result in slipping and falling, and could be for a higher risk of injury. Number 9 was use one of the hazards from question 8. Explain how you would minimize the hazard. So there's water on floor. Clean up the spill on the floor and put a caution sign to warn people the floor will be slippery and wet. So we then had to work in like teams of 2 or 3. So we had to list a bunch of hazards and in the home and the risks. So number 1 was stairs. You could trip or fall. The second one was overloading electrical sockets could cause electricity sparks and could cause a fire. Items left on the floor could cause potential tripping. Cooker equipment, oven, like like the stove being left on could cause a fire hazard, or if you've left the gas on and say like if someone walks in with a going to light a ciggy, they could kill themselves by explosion. Smoking could cause a fire if a cigarette is dropped on say like a carpet or down the side of the sofa or whatever. Knives could cause injury. Chemicals could cause burns and poisoning. Changing a light bulb could cause you to fall off a ladder if it's unsteady, or and could cause an injury. Hot water in the bath or kettle could cause scalding and burning. Again, that could cause mild to severe burns, or second or to third degree burns. Medication was overdosing if you take too much. Excuse me. And also could if it's not locked away, like kids could get their hands on it and take it, and it cause serious complications. So no, another one was doors. You could trap your fingers in the doors. Rugs and carpets not fitted properly could cause tripping. Say like the edge of a rug or a carpet is sticking up, you could literally fall and injure yourself further. Water on floor could cause slipping and further injury. Heavy furniture or unsecured TVs. Say like lifting heavy furniture in the wrong way could cause injuries to your back or joints or whatever. And unsecured TVs, say like if a TV is not sitting properly on a shelf or something like that, or on a bracket, it could fall off and cause injury on you if you're close to them. Poorly fitted handles on doors, like they could fall off and maybe crash on your foot, resulting in maybe a broken toes or whatever. It could be a number of injuries on that. Fires and candles could cause fire. Candles, if they're not put out properly, they can burn down and cause a fire. Same with incense sticks as well. fire if there's like paper in front, around it or whatever, I think. I can't read the last one. Well, the last part was use one of your hazards from question 8. Explain how you would minimize the potential risks. So I put wires. They can cause people to get tangled up in them. They can cause people to trip if they are left out or sticking out. They can cause people to get electrocuted if they are broken wires. Put wires away and tidy them away so they don't cause injuries to people. Like get wire cables so they're neat and tidy, stuff like that. Number 11 was identify the elements required to for a fire to start. Three of them was heat, fuel and oxygen. Number 12 was list 6 types of fire extinguishers available and explain when to use them. So the first one was water. That was when class A. Used for organic materials such as paper, cardboard, fabrics, textiles, wood and coal. Foam was the second one. That was class B. Used for again for organic materials such as paper, cardboard, fabrics, wood and coal, plus flammable liquids like paint and petrol. Dry powder, that was class A, B and C. Used for organic materials such as paper, cardboard, flammable, paint and petrol. CO2, that was class B, used for flammable liquids like paint and petrol and electrical fires. Wet chemical, that was class F, used for cooking oils and fats, fires and organic materials such as paper, cardboard and fabrics. A and chemicals, class A and F. Water spray, that was class A again, used for organic materials such as paper, cardboard, textiles, wood and coal. And that was it for today. So thank you for watching. Sorry about the awkward silences or whatever. Or forgetfulness. So if you like this video, please give a thumbs up by hitting the like button. If you're new, please subscribe and hit the notification bell to get updated of a new video. And please leave any comments, and if you're new or whatever, or not, or a regular, and if you've got any questions to ask, please feel free to ask any questions, and I'll try and get back to you as soon as possible. Bye.